Hello everybody, my name is VDF018 and welcome back to the LEGO Speed Champions building series. Now today we're building the 2022 Speed Champions Fast and Furious Dodge Charger RT from 1970. This is part of the 2022, so like I said, product number 76912. This is the Charger that Vin Diesel drove in whatever Fast and Furious. I don't watch the Fast and Furious franchise. I don't watch movies. This box cost me about £13–14 I think, and it is a bit of a scratch on the top. This came from eBay. I think this might have been from like a price cut or something, but that's fine. The box is in immaculate condition apart from that little scratch. It's absolutely perfect. This is a 99 part set with 345 pieces. Quite a weighty box, to be honest. 345 bits in this one box, considering that most of the boxes are about 260 to 300 pieces. This is bigger than usual. As we all know, Fast and Furious these days is all about family. So let's see how family-esque this car is. Try to be careful. Oh, okay, and now it slides open nice and easy. There we are. That was a bit of a hard one to push down. I'll try to keep these boxes in as good condition as I can. So here is everything with product number 76912, the 1970 Fast and Furious Dodge Charger RT. This comes with only 5 stickers, 2 bags, the main part here, and then of course the instruction sheet, but we ain't gonna be needing this. As always, it's on my computer. Bag number 1. Parts 1 to 55 all housed inside bag 1, which includes these loose parts and these 2 mini bags, including family. My camera never focuses on this bloody stuff well. There we go, there is family, 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 family. You can sit here, no, for family. Do any of you guys watch Fast and Furious? If you do or don't, explain to me in the comments why it's the most overrated movie franchise of all time. Okay, part 1 for the 1970 Fast and Furious Dodge Charger RT is this. For part 2, I'm going to be flipping the car over and putting these 4x4s like this. Next we'll be putting one of these grey pieces with a claw on the end here. And each of these little bits poking out here are going to go these little grey pieces poking on the outer edges. Next I'm going to be attaching the wheel parts in, but first we want to put this little 2x4 here. And then we're putting in the wheel bits. I'm going to attach nice and snug underneath here. And then part 5 is going to be the opposite end. Attaching it like so. There. Next I'm going to be attaching 2 black L's facing outwards by the grey bit. And just on top of that, it's going to be going 2 red L's facing this way. Looking like this. Sitting just behind those grey L's is going to come these little grey funny pieces, followed by a light grey flat in the middle of that bit, and then just behind that will come a 4x1 red. Next will come the front wheel arches, just going over like so. Yep, ignore my big dumb stupid. It is the back wheel arch. I don't even know why I said the front. Now attaching that grey bit on top, and then these black L's going above the 2 other L's there. And then just in front of this wheel arch here, at the very front of the wheel arch, we're going to be attaching these little see-through orange pieces. And on top of this red 4, we're going to be putting this grey flat with these 2 grey bump flats. Adjacent, that's actually quite a good name to call them, the bump flats. Next I'll be attaching this orange sheath a bit to the underneath. Then these grey pieces, and they're, by the looks of it, they're meant to be poking off to the side a little bit like this. So I'm going to make it look like this. They'll then attach on top of these grey funny pieces like this to give us that look at the end of part 13. Next I'll be attaching these 2 single black squares on the very top end at the back of the wheel arches. And then I'll be attaching a 4 red here just in front of that grey piece from last part. Then after that I'll be attaching this long wide grey bit across the back. Now I'll be attaching this bump with the flat in the middle with these 2 grey bits going right in the middle here. And then this black L and this black L will sit comfortably on top of that grey piece we have just put down. Next I'll be attaching this grey bit to the front of this poo brown part, and that's then going to be sitting on the back of here where that grey bit has just gone on, looking like that. And I'm going to put this wide grey piece sitting here, and on these 1 black gaps here. So I'm going to go with these 1 see-through orange squares. Then I'm going to be attaching these little grey corners so they face in like this. Looking pretty nifty at the end of part 19. Parts 20 through to 39 are all about building the rear bumper, starting off here. Some of these little ball joints at the back here. There we are. That's our rear bumper for the Fast and Furious Dodge Charger. Part 40 out of 99 now, and we're building the rear light complexion. That'll then sit in nicely there. I didn't actually realise that there were little lines there until I put them on. I had them facing upwards, these little squares. I had to face them that way then. But that is the rear light complexion and the rear bumper. But that is the rear light complexion and the rear bumper done. We're looking like this after 40 out of 99 parts. 41 is this big ass back piece here. And on this left side, we're going to be attaching sticker number 2. For the next part, I'm going to be putting on the side skirt, which includes 8 of these little triangle slope bits going on both sides, 4 on each side. Next, I'm going to be attaching this little grey bit that hangs over there, and this funny little black bit in the corner. Oh god, it took ages to go down, man. I'm going to attach this high one piece here. That is then going to hang over and push down into there. And then next to that is going to go this other little bit that hangs over on that little grey bump flat to look like that at the end of part 44. Then add into that, I'm going to attach this little block bit sideways. This little arching piece over the top. And that's then going to sit on top of that grey piece we just put down from the last part. And I'll be attaching the pieces you see at the bottom of the screen. I forgot to actually say that on camera. And that'll then sit underneath the little arch to give us a seat. Look at that. A seat. Now we're going to attach another little black arch to this 1x2. Then I'm going to put this little bit down here with this extra bit on top. And I believe this is meant to play the role of a fire extinguisher. At least it looks like it. And that's going to sit next to the seat just there. You know what, I don't even know what to call these pieces anymore. Just give them your own names. This little 1x2, it's got a little tube going over it. Then I'm putting a coin with a pointy end. And I'm putting this little bit with a line on top of it there to look like that. That's then going to sit in the middle. Just poking past the, we'll call it the fire extinguisher, a little piece. Just there. Part 49, and boy howdy, we're putting on the steering wheel. I'm going to start off by attaching this little 2x1 to this 6x1, and this bump flat bump will go on the other end. Then we'll be putting a 1x1 square on each end, and that little 2-piece gap will go with the steering wheel. This is the steering area. I'll then slot in nicely at the front here. Our steering wheel is now on, boys and girls. Now I'm going to be attaching these two long tube looking pieces to these claw bits, and they are going to sit on those bits that we put down earlier on that I said I put out the sides a little bit. Straighten them out. That's looking very nice. That's the car after 50 parts. Actually about halfway through the car now. So if you are enjoying this build so far, please do consider liking, subscribing. I'm really enjoying this series, and it's nice to be moving on to the other series now, as well as Speed Champions. I'll be building other Lego stuff. It's primarily going to be vehicles, but if I get this over time, then who knows. Next we're going to the front, and I'm putting down a square, and next to the square is going to go 2 L's. Taking 2 L's there, boys. I'm going to be attaching these 2 long grey pieces. One there, and one there. After that will come 2 2x3s sitting here and here, and then going around the steering wheel is going to be 4 1x2 2x1 Pooey brown pieces. This bit will not stay in my hand at all. And then rounding off bag one, we're going to start off with this little black piece on top of the brown bits we just put down, and then a white corner here, another white corner here, another white corner here, and then the last one going here. This is the car after bag one, after 55 of 99 parts, the 1970 Fast and Furious Dodge Charger RT. Yeah, it's a mouthful, isn't it? With old family here as well. You like a car so far, family? No, well, that was Indian-esque music. That was Bollywood. Vin Diesel's. I can't even think of the words for his song right now. 2. Here's everything for bag 2, including 2 mini bags and all the loose parts. Kicking off bag 1, we have a piece for the right hand side. I'm actually a bit unsure what part this is, but I'm just going to build it. I'll be copying the same on the other side for part 57. Next I'm going to be having this piece here with this shorter piece on top, and then a shorter piece on top of that. They'll then attach nicely here, just above those side skirts that we made earlier on, sitting like this, to give us that look at the end of part 58. Now working on the front a little bit, we'll be attaching some, I think, indicator lights now, attaching these little orange circles to the ends of these hangy over bits, and those are going to hangy over just here by these bits that we put on earlier on in bag 1, just like that. Sweet. Let's look on the front wheel arches and to hang just over the light we just put down. Next I'm going to be attaching 2 black L's. Next to those are going to go these 2 little grey buttons. Just behind that L's are going to go these little black curves, just like so. Next are going to go these flat bump blacks just here, and then some single 1 squares in here. I did make a little readjustment as well. I realised that I put the wheel arches 1 bit too forward because I had a little gap there. Didn't move back now. Everything's a-okay. Let's see, we're attaching this funny little L piece to this bit here, and that's then going to sit next to the 2 grey dots from just now. And next to that is going to go 2 grey L's. Then after that, I'll be attaching these little arch pieces to the underneath of these high 1 black pieces. Those are then going to sit in just here, facing towards, the grey piece facing towards that funny grey L we put in just now. And just in front of that is going to go 1, 2, 3 grey pieces there to give us this look at the end of part 66. I'll be attaching these 2 little grey buttons to these pooey brown bits. And those are to go just here next to those little grey bits we're putting down just now. And then just behind that is going to go 4 more of these little grey bits. Cover up some of their work we've just done. Make it look a little bit neater. 1, 2, 3. And if I can get around the right way, 4. Now I'm going to be putting these high greys, 1 on the end of each wheel arch, and then 1 here. And we have this black corner piece sitting in, looking that way, like that. Now next to this grey bit, we're going to be putting 2 1 black squares. Just in front of this funny grey L bit poking out, we're going to be putting that. And next to it is going to go in 2 grey L's here and here. Now it's going to come 2 1 black squares just next to these high greys, and then going around these grey L's towards the back end are these 2 black L's here and here. Now we're adding some prettiness to the sides, starting off with this little corner going here, followed by a 3-piece behind, followed by this little grey bit in the middle by the seat, and just behind that is going to come this longer piece. I'm going to do the same on the other side as well. Looks absolutely beautiful. So I'll be attaching 2 see-through orange squares up here. I'm going to be attaching these 2 4 pieces just next to them. And we got these black squares going next to the orange ones, followed by these black pieces going on each side. And lastly, these 2 little black scoop bits coming down like this to finish off part 75. Now we've got these 2 parts which go on the back here, just behind these little bits we built at the start of the bag. I'm going to poke this tube into this slot, and that sits just behind the seat. I'm going to turn it this way. These are then going to come forward. Now attach these 2 pieces, and I'm going to be attaching a long black here. The 2 bits we just combine in the middle, and this 4 black to here. Over on this side is going to be the long piece. I'm going to be attaching a little flat black on top of this grey piece here. That's funny little grey bit. Then it's going to come 2 black squares, and just in front of that, 2 black scoops. God, it's starting to come together, ladies and gents. Part 82 now, we're getting closer to that big family towards the end. We're attaching the back window now. That is going to be slotting in nicely there. Then we're attaching 2 corners, 1 here and 1 here. And we're attaching these 2 stair bits, inverted stair bits we'll call them, to the front like so. And I'll be attaching 2 flat blacks just behind it on them bright grey pieces. And on the black bit we just put down will come a long wide grey. And then just behind them will come these little grey bits here and here. Part 87. Part 88, we're going to be starting the lights, starting off with this bit here going on to here. That sounded very unprofessional. This high 1 grey going on to this overhanging black with 2 silver dots going on for the front lights. That only slides in there for now, because for the next part we're attaching this long black here with a black square going just here, so the light now sits in nice and comfortably. And then the opposite light. Now I'll be attaching these 2 grey bits here to this front bit. I'll then snap on nice and lovely there to create this iconic front guard piece. I'm now going to flip my car over. I'm going to be attaching these orange see-through squares, these inverted scoops. They are going to go in here and here. Next we put them on the front the front windshield. top of the front windshield is going to go these two little corner pieces. At 95, we're building the little Hemi bit at the front. Further in that with this attaching onto here and this going onto the back like this. I'm going to flip this bit downwards and that will then attach on the top like this to give us this lovely supercharger look. You know what, I didn't even mean to say supercharger, to be honest with you. Now we're going to put Mr. Family into his car, into the Family Mobile. Come on. Yes. And the last building part is going to be for the roof. Well, that's the roof on, but I have to say, I'm not very impressed with it, because look, it does not attach to anything. Look, I don't know if I'm being stupid, but even looking at the instruction sheet, it just does that and does that. I hope I'm being stupid, because that is a cheap look. Anyways, cheap looking roof aside, we're now attaching the wheels, and for this car we have some custom wheels, not your regular starfishy or many spoke looking wheels. We have these Family style wheels. Now I'm going to attach the wheels and then we're done. There we go, that is the full build for the LEGO Speed Champions 2022 edition Fast and Furious Dodge Charger RT. Now, what are your thoughts on this build? Leave in the comment section down below, and don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and Solid Movement today if you are new. With that said, I've been BDFO18. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next build. Take care.